Hey everybody, Week 1 recap here following the Rifles' 34-20 loss in Week 1 to the Saskatoon Hilltops. Darrin Bauming for RiflesFootball.com here with head coach Geordie Wilson. Tough game, coach. Turnovers, I imagine, the thing that maybe stands out the most from this one.
Yeah, that's an understatement. When you turn the ball over 6 times, it makes it pretty difficult to win at any level of football. So yeah, it was a big problem for us today.
Now, offensively, defensively, on special teams, it seemed that mental errors are maybe the one area that you would like to clean up the most?
Yeah, it's too bad. Like we were talking to Riley too. I was just talking to him after the game. Gosh, we had seam routes open all game, and for whatever reason, we checked down in the flats, threw some picks off that. We had stuff open. We just missed it. But we'll clean it up and get it ready for next week.
It seems like you guys stood in there. It's just a 2-score game. Your offense able to march the field late in the game and make the score look a little bit better than it was in the final few minutes.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was 16. I think it was 16-7 at the half, wasn't it? And then it was 20-7. I think that the turning point is when we dropped the punt and they recovered it down deep in our own end, and that kind of flipped the field and flipped the game on us. So that was a tough one. That was probably the backbreaker in the game.
How does a coach address ball security with an entire team?
Yeah, well, I mean, our interceptions, lots of them were just pure mental mistakes and where he was going with the ball. So, I mean, those are things that we can correct through, coaching his eyes better during tape and when we're on the field. The other one, like the one along the sideline when Mate fumbled, I mean, we he's a hard runner, and the thing we're trying to make sure that he does, he gets that ball high and tight in here and don't get loose with the ball. And, he has a tendency sometimes to get loose. And the fielding the ball, the wind was swirling a bit. They dropped a couple balls too. But the big thing is if you drop the ball, get your butt on the ball, right? You got to get down on it on that punt. So.
Now, you and I talked about it. I talked about it with a lot of your players as well this past week, that the Saskatoon Hilltops, being the perennial power that they are in Canadian junior football, can be a good measuring stick game. The fact that you took them really pretty much to the finish here today, is that a good thing that your team got a taste of some of the stronger competition here early?
No, for sure. I really believe this. They're a good program. They're going to get better, but I don't know if they're going to get monumentally better as the season goes on. But I really think we have a higher ceiling, I think, that we can hit. And I think, I think we're going to play them. I think we play them the 7th game of the season at the back end there. We'll be ready for them, but, I'll be angry for, a day or so, and then review the tape and then move on to Calgary.
Coach, I'll throw in a little my editorial comment here. Troy Westwood and I got an opportunity to call this game on CJFLTV.com, and it's been a few years since him and I got to call the games. It seems like there's been a real culture change with the way this organization is run, the way your players, your coaching staff, everybody in the organization holds themselves to account and just really approaches everything in a professional manner. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah. I mean, when we took over here 4 years ago, we had some players that didn't buy into the program, right? They were individuals, and the big thing, when I seen one of our kids got a penalty, he came over and apologized after the game for taking it unsportsmanlike. I said, that's the thing you need to understand. When you take that penalty, it impacts us all. And that's the part, our guys are starting to figure it out now. So, yeah, we got good kids. I mean, hey, they're good kids. They've been busting their butts since January in the gym, and without question, they wanted to win badly. It wasn't an effort issue today. It was just a lot of mental mistakes and some physical mistakes that we can correct. There's nothing there. I'm not going they're way better than us and we're never going to be as good as them. That's not the case.
Now you have a day to flush this. You get back on the practice field early this week, maybe beyond the turnovers. As you get prepared to face the Calgary Colts at McMahon Stadium in Calgary next weekend, where do you want your team's focus to be?
Well, I mean, a lot of it's just corrections, some mental mistakes that we made. But even at the end, our defense played outstanding today. But we needed that stop with 2:12 left, right? And they didn't get that. And those are things you gotta, regardless of you're feeling tired and everything else, but you gotta make that stop at that point. As good as they played, you gotta make that stop then, right? And those kind of things, and we'll clean up a lot of our stuff that we're making mistakes on. That's all.
Week 1 loss for the Winnipeg Rifles, 34-20 to the Saskatoon Hilltops here at St. Vital Mustangs Field in Winnipeg. For Geordie Wilson, I'm Darrin Bauming. Stay tuned right here to RiflesFootball.com.